So with today being the last full day of the Modern Warfare 3 beta, specifically weekend 1 of 2, I wanted to highlight a pretty big concern I have with this title, and that's weapon balance, as well as a few other minor issues not as big. Before we continue, yes, it's a beta. Yes, I admit that all of my concerns may seem overkill with such a little taste of the full game. However, there's a pretty big reason that I should talk about this. With the time to kill getting raised to a Black Ops level, there's a good chance of seeing issues we are all used to seeing in that style of Call of Duty. And while I am a fan of the different styles of COD we have seen over the years, it's going to be hard to wrap my brain around a meta that may be potentially lacking in different ways to play. So far in Modern Warfare 3, it's becoming clear this will be a heavy SMG meta, and that gives me nightmares, to be honest. I wish I could explain my feeling in Black Ops 4, where everywhere I go, I had to use the VMP. This is an unfortunate situation because I like the idea of 150 HP for players in multiplayer. It gives devs a wider window to balance weapons, whereas 100 HP, that window is much smaller. But I will grow tired of it if every lobby in Modern Warfare 3 I have to use is the best meta-tuned loadout out there, just to make sure I'm not playing the game with two arms behind my back. So to get us started, let's talk about the problem in Modern Warfare 3 right now. The Striker SMG is so damn good. There's not a single thing you can do if you are using anything else. Yes, the MCW is incredible, as well as the Rival 9 SMG, but they are no Striker. It's poetic how the UMP45 of this game is just as broken as it was in Modern Warfare 2 2009, but it's unacceptable. There's no reason for this weapon to dominate as a CQC weapon like it does right now. Should it outclass other classes up close? Totally, all for that. Just not past 20 meters. Here's a challenge with that though. Movement in this game is incredible. This will allow SMGs to thrive. So no, I do not want movement to get nerfed. I just want more cons to weapon classes. Now let's get fancy here. The MCW and the Striker are low recoil weapons, but they also pack a punch. So why should the player use anything else? So how about we approach weapon balance with some more rock, paper, scissors approach? This is something that Battlefield has done in the prime days of itself, Battlefield 3 and 4, and an approach that I actually like a lot. Higher recoil weapons equals higher damage. Reward players with recoil control. This is a great way to introduce some skill in the gunplay. Same thing with lower recoil equals less damage. It's easy to shoot, but you must keep that accuracy to win that gunfight. It maintains some skill to those type of weapons. So yes, those are some simple rules to allow us to get a little bit broader. SMGs should be great for 0 meters to 20 meters combat. Assault rifles and battle rifles for that 15 meters to 40 meters combat, LMGs for that 30 meters to 50 meters combat, and shotguns obviously dominate in that 0 meters to 5 meters range, and some high skill potential past 5 meters. Snipers obviously are high skilled weapons, even if the user is quick scoping. These are some simple rules we can apply to what we can do to balance some of these weapons. Having that approach that I just laid out isn't easy, but right now I feel like Sledgehammer doesn't have an idea of what they want when it comes to their weapon balancing approach. And compared to Treyarch, a studio who I think has given us some of the best weapon balancing design choices, even if they did let the VMP rock in Black Ops 4, they have been solid, and I wish Sledgehammer would kind of take more of their approach. If low recoil weapons are also the best damage weapons, then does it matter if we up the time to kill? What's so different about the Striker and MCW meta right now than last year's Modern Warfare 2 Vazneth and TAC 56 meta? Nothing. It feels the same. And personally, that would hurt my love for this game so far, because I do think Modern Warfare 3 has a great chance to be the best multiplayer COD since the original Modern Warfare 3 back in 2011. Of course, this is my personal opinion. But let's see how Sledgehammer approaches this philosophy, or their weapon balance philosophy, after this beta, or at least this weekend or weekend 2, whatever it may be. Now on to some issues that I had with this beta so far that I don't think are as big as the weapon balancing issues. So apparently visibility and Sledgehammer games do not get along at all. Practically every title since World War II for them has been plagued with an experience where you shoot your teammates a lot. Apparently though, this wasn't the case for this title. Now, via Modern Warzone on Twitter, I refuse to call it X, as well as some other creators that had played in this behind the scenes showing in August, enemy players and friendly players had outlines to help identify them. And reportedly, Sledgehammer told them they loved this during that behind the scenes showing in August. So, can we get that back, Sledgehammer? It seems that you guys had this issue addressed and now reverted with no better solution. Now, if realism is the reason, I don't care because we have committed to some wild, fun movement. I think the realism factor has left the area a while ago. But visibility, please, Sledgehammer, fix it. It will be kind of frustrating, I'll be honest. I don't think game breaking, but yeah, it's pretty frustrating. Next up, please stick around for this one. Superhero-like movement. There's something weird going on with the animation visually and physically that could get toned back a little. So what I mean by this is the speed and distance covered by our movement. This is specifically for sliding and vaulting. So this is breaking the foundation of what these original MW2 2009 maps were built for. I think so far Skid Row and Favela are primed examples of this issue. As we see here, this player is sliding. And while this is slowed down, we need to understand the distance covered and the jolt of this is pretty damn incredible. I had no issue with taking on this person, but this is honestly something we didn't experience in 09. I'm not saying remove the movement. I enjoy it. Just cut back the distance covered by at least 1 to 2 meters, whatever is appropriate. Allow for these maps design choices to really shine. Now, with Favela, don't let anyone fool you. People back then didn't enjoy Favela as much because even with the movement back then, it was pretty damn chaotic. Now, it feels like it's hardcore Henry times 10. But besides that, I'm curious to hear what you guys think on this issue of mine. Sound off in the comment section below because yeah, I can understand people's concern or disagreement with this. I like the movement. We're sliding, we have slide cancel, we're jumping, everything feels fun, feels Call of Duty, but it does feel like it's a little bit too overboard where we can cut back, like I said before, 1 to 2 meters. Nothing I would think will be too drastic and let these maps shine because they are some pretty damn good maps. But that's pretty much altogether what I think are some issues with this Modern Warfare 3 experience so far. And while yes, it's a beta, I do think these are some honest and not overly worrisome or fearful type of issues to have. Movement is certainly something I think there will be some pushback on when it comes to stuff I talked about. I like the speed, I like the jumping, but I will stand on it. The 1 to 2 meters could get cut back on some of this stuff. But again, comment down below. Weapon balancing, I do think is pretty cut clear that yes, this can be an issue if Sledgehammer doesn't approach things in a rock, paper, scissors approach or another way, whatever they choose to do. But altogether, my time with this beta has been pretty damn good. I'm looking forward to weekend 2, and I do expect Sledgehammer to be proactive. They are a studio that is very proactive with the community, and I very much appreciate that. As a community for ourselves, let's not take that for granted because stuff like this is rare in gaming for a community to listen and openly communicate with us because yeah, there's a lot of toxic stuff out there and we've seen some stuff with Bungie and other studios that have kind of hindered some of that communication. But I'm curious, besides my movement issue that you can comment on, what are some other issues you may be having? I know that this game, like I mentioned in my impressions, I don't think it's going to be for everyone. I think I'm someone who's going to enjoy it, but at the same time, I understand that this is definitely a Call of Duty designed with everyone not in mind, and I think that's okay. So whatever your issues may be, because I'm sure we have some issues, definitely sound off below. But besides that, I'm looking forward to weekend 2 of this beta, playing this on my PC. The PlayStation experience was fine, but I have kind of moved away from playing shooters or any other multiplayer game on my PlayStation 5. I have it for some of those single player games or single player experiences I can experience on that console. Very excited for like Spider-Man, for example. And probably the main reason I got a PlayStation is to experience some of those PlayStation single player games. But altogether, I think the beta experience on PlayStation was fine, but let's really kick things into gear weekend 2 and see what we're really going to be in for because, yeah, things can be awesome, but things can also be kind of, yeah, maybe not the best. But I still stand by the fact that I think this Call of Duty will be one of the best out there when it comes to multiplayer, but only time will tell. So leave your thoughts down below. If you guys enjoyed this video and found this video informative, be sure to drop this video a like, helps out the video a ton. And to stay up to date with all the content from me, if you guys are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified for when I do drop more content. But until then, hope you guys have a good one. Shawn G here, and I'm out.